All right, here we are. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. How are we doing online? You still hear me all right?
Yep,
Sounds good.
and see you too.
Great, how about that? All right. We got a good group going here. We got some new faces, new faces, new faces. Welcome to February PTO. Here's our overview. I will apologize if my slide deck is a little topsy-turvy. I sort of meant to do some last-minute edits and never got around to it. But welcomes and intros, why don't we just go through that? I am Paul. I have a third grader. I'm PTO president this year. And I'm happy to be here. Let me start on this end of the table.
Yeah, I'm Tasha Novotny. I have a first grader here.
Hi everyone, I'm Heather Hook, and my son Minju is in second grade.
I'm Molly, and I've got Lonnie in third grade.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Diego Tapaz, the principal here at Waycroft.
Christine Kennedy, the new interim assistant principal. Nice to see you all.
Welcome, welcome.
I'm Liz Thompson. I have two fourth graders and I'm the PTO treasurer.
I'm Tana Kip. I have a kindergartner and a third grader.
The cat looks like too.
Those are cool.
I'm Joanne Brockington. I have two in first grade, so
Miss Lee's class.
oh, okay. So I have one in Miss Elizabeth and one in Mrs. Brankford.
Okay.
I'm Tracy Olson. I have a high fiber.
Great. Michelle, I'm going to throw to you.
Hey, I'm Michelle. I have a second grader in Ms. Larita's class. I'm curious, you're very teeny tiny on the screen, but I'm curious what class your second grader is in.
Oh, 207, Zimmerman.
Cool. I think they're different classes, but it's good to meet you. And I do like design communications type of stuff for PTO.
Robin. Or she may be talking to somebody else.
No, I'm here. I was just, Mandy was needing the Zoom link. She's trying to join from Zoom. And so I was multitasking. Hi, everyone. I'm Robin Anderson. I have a fourth grader and a second grader.
Great, thank you. Tom.
Hey, Tom Hartman. I've got a first grader.
All right, Shauna.
Hi, I'm Shauna Cox, and I also have a second grader.
Great, and Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa Hanson. I use she, her pronouns, and I have a second grader.
And then Kate.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kate Elwell. I use she, her pronouns. I have a first grader.
Great, and Aaliyah. Oh, you're muted.
Hi, I'm Aaliyah, she, her. I'm a mother of a third grader.
Great, and then Sarah. Sarah S., do you hear us all right? And then I'm going to go to Dana real quick. Hi, Dana, nice to see you.
Hey, how's it going? I'm trying to get into join in on my iPad, so I might switch devices here.
All good, all good. That means for a little while we'll have two of you, which is 200%.
Yes.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
Right. And then Sarah, do you hear us okay?
Yep. Hi, my name is Sarah Sponsler, and I have a kindergartner.
All right, great. Oh, 1 second, everybody. Thank you for the welcome and intros. This is great. If you have availability. Absolutely. All right. All right, thank you, folks. Just working a couple of different things. I'm going to try, because we have such a good online crowd, I'm going to try and stop my share so that we get a good kind of gallery view and we have a little more engagement. But I am going to go back to my share now. There it is. So we're going to go to board reports. And so treasurer's update, Liz is here, and I saw you updated the balance sheet, but as you said in your email, not too much has changed, or not too much activity. But let me just sort of put that up there. This is for the sake of the live stream and for public record as well that we do this. Was there anything that you wanted to specifically highlight, Liz, in the
Not
changes?
really, not too much was going on. There weren't any transactions from the field trip account, but there's been a couple checks that I wrote this month for different things, and also a donation came into. And I don't think we had any transactions on the regular PTO account.
All right.
Or just Zoom and the box top.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And I suppose everyone, this is interesting. The Amazon Smiles program is being sunsetted, or has already sunsetted. And I know we benefited from that, but not too much. And I think there was a discussion over email about whether we needed to worry about replacing that as a funding source. We are not going to worry about it at this point. It was kind of a minimal funding source, but I still want to point out that is maybe one institutional change in terms of just something to sort of note. Is Sue attending the meeting, Diego, do you know?
She cannot attend
Okay.
tonight.
All good.
Yep.
I did just want to get a sense of there are field trips. I mean, there's a bunch.
Yeah,
Third
there's a
grade
bunch
Friday.
coming up.
Yeah. And so I guess there's just we will see a flow of checks to have to worry about.
Yes.
We're not missing, there's just no miss. I just want to make sure.
From my understanding, yes.
Okay.
There'll be a bunch of checks coming up because we have like 3 or 4 field trips in the next 2 weeks for multiple grade levels, so busing and admission fees.
And if you go to the transactions, I have it listed there as pending in the field trip account. It's about $2,500.
Oh, this one. This one, right?
Yep.
Okay. Great. Any questions regarding our financial status? Oops. Seeing none, moving on to Robin, you have an update. We have a couple of requests. One request that came through the system, and this was also a Sue item. Robin, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the mascot costume.
It is. Yes, the mascot costume needs repair. Miss Sue said there's a zipper issue, and we certainly want Mr. Bulldog, or the Bulldog, however we refer to the mascot, to be available. And so she's asking for approval to spend up to $100 to repair the zipper on the Bulldog. And she intends on asking a tailor in the neighborhood who's a parent. I'm thinking she must be referring to Kristen at Rethink, but maybe I'm wrong. And that they would see if they could help us repair it. So seeking approval for up to $100 for a repair.
All right. Any questions or discussion regarding that, or can we just approve that?
That is the correct person too that you're thinking.
Okay, great.
Great. All right. So I'm going to just call a vote. All in favor, aye. All against, nay. Online, it's going to be 1 for yes in chat, 2 for no. All in favor?
Aye.
Any against?
Fabulous. I will let Miss Sue know. Thanks so much.
Pretty much carries. Great. Thank you very much. Second, also a Miss Sue item, but it's something that we needed to take care of for our inventory. So Miss Sue had the info, or Miss Linda.
Okay.
And so this predates or about the time of the pandemic. That's why the order kind of went through a different way that I wasn't aware of, but we found the source. So we can add, and we have stuffies. They are very popular. We almost ran out, almost caused a revolt. So we are in a place where we do have a need because of an event, and this is escaping me now. Maybe Diego, you might remember, we had an event where they needed 9 prizes. You remember what that event was?
Might have been the spelling bee.
It was. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. All right. So we do need 9. We have 6 in the closet, and that's why we were sort of, if I remember the email chain. This is the current price point. and they are in these batches.
You read that?
So 96 units would be 972 apiece, for example. 252 units would be 962 apiece. I believe the last time we purchased was in the 96 ballpark, and it was maybe just a little over 8, almost $9 and change, so the price gone up a little bit. I am requesting a PTO expenditure of the 96 units, to provide for the spelling bee prizes that were promised, and B, to replenish our stock so that we have readathon for the next 3 years, give or take, plus if we do bingo again, although we probably should rein in our bingo free-for-all when it came to the stuffies. Any questions or discussion? Yes.
Well, I was just gonna say for bingo, Melissa and I have some ideas for next time to
Okay.
bring that in, so.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it was just a joke, but I probably shouldn't have said it. But any other comments or
Somebody
questions?
kept calling winners right at the end, really.
I don't think fingers need to be pointed at me. I think you'll call her. I don't know.
Online, did you have any discussion points that I might have missed? There's an interest in buying them, I know. Yes, there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say is like if they stay prizes, I mean, that makes them still, covetable as opposed to like, oh, everybody just bought one for.
Right. No,
But like,
no, Shauna, that's absolutely right. I do have an interest. Of course, PTO can certainly drive the ship here. I'm just the person that points in certain directions. But I would like to keep them as prizes and not as spiritware purchase items, which is all the other reason why I'm only really holding to 96. Just keep it in, and then 3 PTOs from now, they can figure it out.
Just write down the source. So.
Right, yeah. Now there's an email chain on it in the PTO email box, so we are good. Do we want to update the logo with our Q? We certainly can. We can look at updating the logo. That would make the 6 we have collector's items, then, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, it's almost like was it the Beanie Babies thing or scarcity, where they just randomly discontinued things because they wanted to drive the price up in the collector's market. Yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Any other questions or comments? All right.
I'd still like to throw out the idea that we think about some way that people can acquire a stuffy, as opposed to them being super exclusive, unless we stick with the idea of didn't everybody get one when they were like moving from 5th to 6th or something? That was their original source. So like you will leave Bancroft with a dog if you don't win one.
I mean, I think that is something to be considered. I don't know if I want to have that consideration now, just given the time. I am interested in restocking. We could talk about its distribution. It was originally a commencement thing. It was because of pandemic, and we had nothing to give the 5th graders pandemic year as they moved on. That was its intent originally. So yes. Can we
come back to it?
Yes, would that be appropriate, Shauna?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, great. Thank you. Any other comments, questions? All right, so let's put it to a vote. All in favor, aye. All against, nay. Again, 1 yes, 2 no in the chat. All in favor for the 96 units, 972 apiece. I'm not going to do the math. All in favor?
Aye.
Any against? And those all look like ones online. So, all right, so that passes. Hannah, we're going to keep your minutes pretty busy here.
I was just trying to do the math.
Oh, okay. Let me just hide this. Great, thank you for that time. We are going to move on. Where can I hide my toolbar? All right, my updates. As you noticed, Book Drive was launched on Thursday, 2 weeks from the 23rd, which is the day that we're going to have all the grades come through the gym, the stage area, to pick up some books. Thursday to Friday, there was an amazing number of books. And then Diego says today that there are even more. One of the things I'm looking for, or one of the things we need, first of all, is for folks in this meeting who do drops or picks could you perhaps monitor the box? Just to see if we need to put them on a cart and wheel them to the stage. And Diego, thank you very much for getting that done. I know that there's teachers and staff too. I also just want to make sure the PTO is kind of also being responsible and having an eye out for that. That's question number one. Question number two, thank you, Robin. Question number two, on the 22nd, it would be great if we had some volunteers to sort the books into their piles. And then on the 23rd, the morning of, we will create those piles, and then we just need folks to sort of staff the exchange. And literally what happens is teachers bring in their class, give them 15 minutes, they go hog wild, they pick out 2 books, 3 books. I think we were doing 2 or 3 books, and we moved about 800 books last year. And we still had maybe 200, a little under 200 maybe sitting in the closet, plus what we've got. Plus, I mean, we're a good reading school. I think we've developed a culture here. It certainly predates my time here. I think Diego has been part of leading that charge, so it's kind of been great. So what I'm looking for, and I suppose I probably should have, what do I need? I'm looking for volunteers. Right? Can anyone commit to time on the 22nd to sort, or on the 23rd, spend an hour or 2 hours or 30 minutes, whatever you've got, to sort of manage the booth.
What time are you thinking on the 22nd? Like
The 22nd would be, it could be, well, as long, anytime the building's open, frankly. So how late are you here? There you go. It would be, for example, it could be as soon as after school. We'll just go into that bat and just start to make piles. It could be a little bit later. So it's really open. It's really open.
I could do like 4:30 on the 22nd. I could be here on that.
All right. So let's use that as a start time. I will be here for this. This is the Thursday, and I'm looking for Friday volunteers. And Diego, can I confirm the time frame, 9:45 to 2:30 on the ish, 15-minute intervals?
Yep.
I think we were 10 to 2:30.
Yeah.
But I want to build a luncheon for myself.
Okay, yeah, I think that works great. I mean, I just went off of our picture schedule that we had in the
Yeah.
past, so I think that works just fine.
Can I?
The 22nd.
The 22nd is a Wednesday and the 23rd is a
Yes.
Thursday.
You're right, absolutely right. I was just checking to see if people were paying attention to the words coming out of my mouth. All right, so, Robin, what did you go down for? Was it for the book sale day or the sorting day? All good, Melissa, thank you.
I was thinking I would help check the boxes every morning, like at drop off or pick up, sorry. So like just moving the boxes back to the stage.
All right, so.
What did I Deja vu.
Yeah, no, sorry, that was the live stream loop. Every once in a while I hit an extra button and it happens. All right, so, yep. Anyone else want to jump in on this gravy train?
I will.
I think there's a lot of stuff popping up in the chat. I just can't follow
Yeah.
it all, but I think people have volunteered sometime.
All right,
in there.
that's cool. I capture chat afterwards, so I'll take a look at that.
I can do Thursday.
Okay.
And if I get released from jury duty early, then I will.
Thursday? You have an exciting date? No. We're live streaming. That was a question that didn't need to be asked.
Wherever it's needed, I can.
Yeah, all right.
But I just don't know that yet.
All right, all good. We will figure this out, and I have everyone's email anyway. Okay, so moving on. All right, thanks, Sven. Oh, Sven is new on our list.
That might be Mandy.
Oh, okay, thank you.
That'd be my guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Any other questions regarding this, regarding book drive?
Can I just add the caveat, and I think I shared this last time, because the books are being donated and just check for like
Yes.
cultural relevancy and some of those pieces. I don't want books going into hands that probably should not be going into hands.
You don't want a vintage Grease?
No, or, I mean, that's fine, but like Thanksgiving type stuff, or
Yeah.
things that depict,
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
cultural groups not in an appropriate way,
Yeah.
or just, I mean, that happens, so. I know we've had to call our collection over the years too, and so just as a caveat, the people who are sorting, we kind of use your best judgment too on things that may seem not appropriate.
No, absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna move on from there if there are no other questions. Diego, how about this? I front loaded you today. And then I've got some follow-up questions for you, but
Well, I have a huge update.
yeah, this is why I put you early. I figured,
Fantastic.
yeah, so Diego's time.
Thank you. So my big update is we have an assistant principal. And so I'm really excited to have Christine join our team. And I didn't tell her, but I'm gonna put her on the spot and have her introduce herself and share where she's coming from. And I'm just excited to have someone in the building. Big shoes to fill, I know, but I'm really glad to have her here and her support, so.
Thanks, Diego. Yeah, so I'm Christine Kennedy. I am actually coming from the multilingual department. So for the last 5 years, I've been supporting our EL programming in the district and also our bilingual programming. And Bancroft has been a school that I've supported in the past, so it's fun to be in this community with you all. Yeah, I'm just really excited. I spent a lot of the day today just talking with kids, talking with teachers, and it's just a very lovely environment to be in. So thanks for welcoming me.
Wait, was this your actual first day on site?
Yes, today's.
Oh, you made it PTO, wow.
That's what I said, another like a 12-hour day.
Yeah, I'm all about it right now.
All right, well, thank you. Welcome. No, that's great.
Yeah, so she'll be obviously supporting throughout the building and at dismissal and arrival, so you'll be seeing her face and all the places. I think she was at every single lunch today, so that's a really good way to meet the kids and get to know folks. But so thanks for being here and sticking through to the end of PTO.
Hey, Diego, I have a question for both of you. So I'm remembering that from the last site council meeting, the one I was at, the percentage, you said there's a really heavy growing percentage of kids from Ecuador. I know my kids in their class had a couple new kids, which is awesome. And I was excited to hear your background. Do you know, like, ish the percentage of kids that are primarily like in the home Spanish speaking for the school?
So I would say we have, we just went over 100 students who are in our receive EL services. And that's right around 23-24% of our population. And so it's definitely increased even just this year. I think we started, right around 68, 70 kids, and now we're right at 101. So it's really, really increased.
Oh, cool.
And
I think district-wide too.
yes.
I'm wondering if there's things like, even as a PTO, like, are there ways that we can engage those families in a different way, or have some like special community events that are really like Spanish forward versus like as a secondary, just to get everybody to feel like they're in the community?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. That's something actually Fabiola and Maria, who are in the front office, and I have been talking about. Fabiola's husband happens to be from Ecuador. And so we've been talking about different ways to engage and our newest families, making sure and just learning about how to navigate the school system and how to come in and register. Because we've had some families that are, our cousin comes here, and so we just want to go here. Like, okay, well, that's not great, but that's not exactly how it works. And so Fabiola and Maria do an amazing job of trying to help them navigate the whole system and how to get enrolled. And so I think that is something that we've been talking about. Just now putting into action is what we need to do. So that's a good suggestion. So the other big, we were supposed to get our budgets today. I have not received our budget yet, so I wanted to have a big update for you all, but we'll talk more about it at our site council meeting, which I saw a little note on there that you all had, but we did get our enrollment projection, and so we are going to be, in our projection, we're up 30 kids, which is great. It's more kids, it's more resources for the school. And we'll most likely be adding a third grade class next year. So we added a full-on second grade this year. Last year we had the multi-age classroom, the 2-3 split. And so this year we added the second grade. And next year our 3 second grades, which are, at capacity of 25, 26 kids, that will roll into 3 third grades. And so they will be adding another section. And my hope is that that continues throughout and eventually get to a 4 kindergarten building like we used to be for the CBD transition. So that is one good piece of news is I'm anticipating, obviously, with the 31 plus more kids, that we'll be getting more funding. And I think with the legislature, and I think there's a 4% increase going out to schools now. They're talking about the free lunch and free breakfast, which we have this year, fortunately, making that universal for everybody. And so I think there's a lot of positive talk around budgets, and we'll see. I always tell my staff, like, we'll see when we get the actual numbers what it looks like, but I'm feeling pretty positive going into this 23-24 budget year. And the other big update I wanted to share with everyone is just around conferences. And so we have conferences is the 21st of February, and we're doing it a little bit different than we've done it in the past. So normally we've had a night of student-led conferences or portfolio night for those that have been here long enough. We're going to try and combine that into the whole conference day. And so between 8 and noon, your teachers should be reaching out to schedule a conference if they really feel that your child needs a conference. And I put in the newsletter too, and I'll just say it here. If you want to have a conference with your kid's teacher, reach out to them and say, I would like to schedule a conference. And so that's one way to get some updated progress. And then the 1 to 3:30 portion is student-led conferences. And so you can come in with your child. They will be going through some work that they've completed, sharing some goals, progress that they've made to those goals. And there may be multiple conferences happening at the same time because it's the student sharing what they've learned with you. And so that is from the 1 to 3:30. So everybody's invited at that time. And then the 8 to noon is like scheduled conferences.
How did Bancroft decide to do it that way? Because I know some schools within the district are doing like 8 to 8, which just feels more equitable for all families and like access to meeting with our teachers. So to shorten it, like how was it decided? I'm just wondering.
So we have done a separate night in the past for student-led conferences, and so that's gone away. And so through ILT, we just decided to have the 8 to 4.
Is this like when you can ask teachers to stay because of like, how would you do that? Because I agree, it was really jarring to see that the only option was during the day. Yeah, it's really hard, for any working parent to try to figure out how to make that work. So I noticed the same thing. Right?
And it's just,
like, I don't know, and then if I don't come, my kids are gonna be really upset.
Right.
Yeah. And it's hard to know that other schools in the district are doing it differently. So it just feels inequitable to our families and our community, also knowing the working hours and other families.
No, that's good feedback. I know we've done it different ways in the past, and we've done it differently than other schools. Other schools have done it differently than us, but that's good feedback, and I can bring that. We have ILT on Wednesday, so that's something we can talk about, and maybe adding a second student-led conference night so families can actually have that opportunity.
Is that more like teacher-driven, do you think? Or is it like who's looking into saying like, oh, last year the attendance really wasn't wide, or I'm just trying to get kind of like an understanding. I mean, obviously I was but I don't was there but I'm just wondering, like, was there a significant amount of like, oh, this is doing it, or I'm just curious, like kind of if you can share that.
Yeah, no, I think there was this conversation.
Or is it like we just want it this way and that's fine?
Well, it was a little both. I mean, there's conversation around the contract, around how many times and nights we have to be there.
Okay.
I think we did 2 nights in the fall. So just the way, the hours work out. And so, yeah, there's still the opportunity to have, because I think we're short 4 hours. And so that's something that we could do in the spring, end of March, April, to have that second part of the student-led piece. And so I think the conversation was more around hours, contractual pieces, that conversation. And so I understand what you're saying about the potential inequity of not having that evening available. And I can bring that feedback definitely back to the ILT.
Can you say what the ILT
The ILT is our instructional leadership team, and so it's a lead person from every grade level, and then like special ed. So it's like our teacher leader.
I don't know if people in the room, I don't think you saw the chat, but if you could speak up a little bit, it's hard for us at home to always hear everything. Thanks.
Oh, sorry, I'll use my level 3 voice or 2 voice. Yeah.
I'll just read out, there was a comment, Shauna had a comment, it's definitely hard on teachers and their families to have evening conferences. And I just want to make sure that, because that's, I think, part of the discussion.
That's part of the conversation, yeah, but yes.
Okay.
I'll leave it there. Yeah, so I think that's all, and back to just the field trips, we have a lot of fun events coming up. I know Mr. Maxwell is outside with our 3rd, 4th, 5th graders doing the cross-country skiing. We did schedule another ski trip to Highland Hills this year for our 4th and 5th graders, so that's being donated or funded for us, so there's very minimal cost for our 4th and 5th graders to go skiing at Highland. Our 3rd graders are going to the Science Museum on Friday, so that's really exciting. Right now, we have a partnership with the Children's Theater. They're coming to our kindergarten classrooms and doing some creative play with them. And then our 1st graders are going to the Children's Theater to see Corduroy at the end of February. So there's just a lot of stuff going on. Now, High Five just had the Works come in to do some projects with them. So we just have, and taiko drumming is happening this week. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name. But parents of a former student are coming to do the taiko drumming.
From last year.
Yep. And so they will be here on Thursday to do a big assembly with our kiddos. And then they're going to be doing a workshop with our 3rd graders.
Is that, Diego, is that open to families like the other drumming session was?
Oh, the Native American one that we had?
Yeah.
Sure. I think we can make it open.
I love taiko drumming, like love taiko drumming. So, like, oh my God, I want to come.
Yeah, I can make it open, and it's a 50-minute presentation, and I know they'll do some drumming. The kids will come up and drum. They'll talk about the cultural pieces around it, and yeah, it was really cool last year. So we're excited to have them back again to do it this year.
Is there anything else for your update, Diego?
No, that's all I got.
Can I jump in with a quick question? Sorry about the noise, kids. Diego, do we know when the rest of the field trips and stuff this year are going to be? And I'm so sorry if you all sent out notification earlier. I just want to make sure I can get those like on my work calendar if they need, a parent volunteer to attend, things like that.
I don't have those off the top of my head. And I'm pretty sure Sue and the grade levels that are involved know when they're going to happen. So yeah, I can talk to Sue and have the teams make sure they're scheduling those out for families if they need to chaperone or do that.
It's nice to have the advanced heads up. Instead of like, oh, 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, 2 weeks is good.
That's
2 days. Sometimes we're still, no, I'm sorry. We're still, yeah.
Okay, I'll take 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if we get back to the share. The follow-ups I had, Diego, spring family events. I just wanted to sort of get that on your plates and get PTO kind of talking about that. When would be a good time? What should we do? I can, my computer is crunchy right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to reduce its.
Are we talking about like the end of the year?
No, so we
fest, or?
No, we did a spring goal last year.
Yep.
I think from a PTO standpoint, there's capacity to put on or to, with the school, put up another family engagement event. I'm guessing at this point or this juncture, we're looking at post spring break. So that's kind of in the late March, April. Is that right? Do I have my days right on that one?
Yeah, April.
I've got the university spring break in my head, not the NTS one.
First week of April.
Oh, okay. So we might have time to actually get it in beforehand like we did last year. That was an open question.
Yes, no, it was, I don't know what the question was, but,
Is it sprinkle or?
It was Springle last year, and we did it right before the break. It was sort of timed before.
What is that? Can you kind of-
That, is it March 30th? Is that when we go to break? As in yes?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Ramadan starts the 22nd of March, so that's good to keep in mind.
Also, maybe we would need to go after this
Yeah.
point, because I think we timed it.
It's just bingo,
Springo
is
is
bingo
bingo.
in the spring.
And for PTO's sake, it doesn't have to be Springo again necessarily, unless that's what we would like to do. I just want to sort of open the door again to a spring event that was PTO and school sponsored.
Well, what if we made it a multilingual family focus?
Yeah,
If that's something that we're interested in supporting.
yeah, I mean, that would be great. That absolutely would be great. I think the question to Diego is if there's capacity in the school calendar for something like this. And to partner again with a specialist. I think last year we did videos, but if they're working on stuff, that could be part of the thing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, so we do have a spring arts night that's going to happen.
Okay.
I'm just trying, I think it's in May though, because we have our kids who didn't perform in the fall or in December, are going to be performing, and we have the band is performing also.
And that's the same evening?
The same evening.
Yep. We could leave that be. I don't think we need to pile onto that one because that can be.
So that is May 16th.
All right.
Is the spring arts night. So K2 is performing and the 5th grade band is performing.
Yep. And then 3 weeks-ish after that would be Family Fun Fest that we end the year with. So then we're just looking at timing something out.
Well, we have to time that for the hottest day of the month.
Yeah, we gotta find it.
Yeah.
100 plus.
So I don't think we need necessarily, I just wanted to get this get this on our plates. If it's feasible, and I know we still need to approve a bunch of things and actually find a date, but can we put the work in? We'll just do an email chain for folks that want to get involved. And maybe do something for Ramadan, post-spring break this year. So that'd be April.
Yeah, so I mean, anything's feasible.
Okay.
And the spring goal is doable. I just need to have a date to it. And depending on what we do, ordering tables and all those pieces. So.
Okay. Does anyone else actually have any comment or discussion regarding that? I love the idea, and we didn't really get a cultural arts thing going this year like we have the past couple of years. This could be a way of redeeming ourselves for that. Yes.
When is the plant sale? And could we
Well,
combine it with?
That's Mother's Day in May.
Oh, that's, okay.
Yeah, and that's the Shauna update, but that's the Thursday before we've got a date picked out, not to steal your thunder, Shauna, but that we do have the delivery date secured.
There's some chat if you want to read.
Yeah.
So yes, spring arts night is the 16th of May, May 16th. I saw that chat, and I'll just confirm that. I don't know what else there was.
All right, yep, looks like they took care of that in the chat. Great, next follow-up, actually, I'll take the easy one here. Is there a site council coming up, Diego? I know it's a trimesterly thing.
Yep, so we are looking, and it's gonna be a totally different day, but I'm looking at Tuesday, February 28th.
Okay, they probably missed that one, I was doing pizza, did I?
No.
Oh, I did, okay, so
I was
Tuesday.
gonna wait until you put that slide back up.
All right, so February 28th. Okay.
It was gonna be the 24th, but I have some personal things. My wife's out of town and I have to be a parent. And so I can't do it the 24th, so we'll do the 28th.
All right, apparently you're a parent. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a parent.
All right, good deal. And then this is just a follow-up. I wasn't sure how appropriate for me to put this on here, because I certainly have a vested interest in this. Grade 3 is still having separated recess. We're halfway through the year. I'm not sure how the other grades are doing. I remember the last time we had a discussion, you sort of talked about how some grades have progressed to being able to have combined classrooms, sharing space, and some other grades still have not. I'm just wondering if there's a way to find progress in it so that for 3rd grade in particular, but for all the other grades that are still divided, to get them in a place where classes are able to sort of play together over recess. And this is an open discussion. This is not just.
Is this a COVID thing?
No, well, I don't want to put words in the mouth. My understanding is at third grade, there was some behavioral.
Management.
Yeah.
I might be unpopular. I say talk to your kid's teacher and they're the ones that also have a vested interest in, because they supervise recess, and they are out there for half the time. And I would just ask them to think about what's going well, what's not going well. I can have that same conversation. Part of it was to make sure that kids were being appropriate and, yeah, I know we had a lot of issues in second grade, third grade, there were some, but I would say, yeah, we can have that open conversation with the grade level teachers. I mean, there's 2 of them, 2 classes.
Yeah.
And they get a chance to be in all the different areas, so.
Okay, no, I mean, it is totally fair. I just wanted, if there was an opportunity for a top-down look at what needs to change for progress to occur, this might be the time, but we could take it to, localize it still and see where it goes.
Yeah.
Any other comments regarding that?
Well, I didn't know about that because I'm not in that grade. It just makes me think like that maybe as part of site council even, like understanding where, like, what our thinking is around recess as a school and behavior things and how to, like, what happens with discipline or I just don't know a lot about the school's plans and philosophies and around that, and that feels very site council-y, so maybe that's a topic just to understand, like, what are the decisions today, like, what does it look like, and literally had no clue it was different in different grades, so, you know, I think there's a lot that we don't know, and that feels like a good place to learn about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. That's a fair statement. And now we know when site council will be. All right. If there's nothing else, principal's update. Our next topic is going to be spiritware. I'm queuing up Aaliyah on this, but we do have food behind you. So if you want to take the time now to grab a plate, and then we'll just sort of push through. Do we feel like this is a good time?
Sure.
All right.
Paul, I don't know if you need me to talk about spiritware at all, but I have to leave 5 minutes ago for class.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I tried to speed my way through the
Michelle,
stuff.
I'll do my best and we'll just take care of it.
Right there. Okay. Yeah. I mean, basically, Aaliyah, just so you know, like, basically, we just have to pick options.
Yep. And I didn't get a chance to call the ink place today. Sorry, I was running around. But yeah, I'll take notes and I'll share out with you in an email.
Okay. Yeah, basically, you know, for each one, my preference is navy, but I wanted to give, I think last year we did royal and not navy, if my notes are correct. So
yep, that's correct.
So, but I can't remember if last year was Gildan or something else. These are specifically Gildan. And I did the 1 color and 2 color design on the yellow shirt because I didn't think the second color mattered that much, and 1 color is generally cheaper to print, but I think 2 color looks better.
I agree.
So that's, and I could do anything, you know, add any other colors. I was just trying to keep the cost down. So
totally.
That's the deal with what's there, Leah. And
it looks great.
Oh, thanks. I could do more too. You know, it's Joanne's husband did the little bulldogs. They're really cute.
They are really cute.
Thanks, Michelle. They're so cute.
Joanne's here. If you can't see her off camera.
Yeah, they're really cute.
Yeah, I don't know if Michelle's got. Thank you, Michelle.
I can hang out for like a minute or 2 more, and then I have to.
No, I think hearing you and Aaliyah talk this over our heads is actually good info. So if you want to, if there's anything else you want to keep, I'm certainly actively listening. Diego, totally engaged.
Yeah, basically it's just for the options for color. We just have to decide if we want navy or royal. Last year we did royal. It's hard to tell. This is what's online. So it's a little bit, you know, it's a little hard to tell online versus in person exactly what they're gonna look like. But I think last year the navy looked almost black. So we went with royal last year. So you know, so I think we can decide what we like best. I'm not crazy about the yellow, but I can see some kids really liking it. And then the zip up, they just didn't have zip up hoodies in yellow. So I pulled the blue, and I kind of did the design as a little pocket design. And Aaliyah, that's where I was thinking if we could do a metallic ink, we wanted to print 1 color with metallic ink. Or we could do that little design 2-color too, but it doesn't, the design to the far right lent itself the best to 1 color. And I figured that was just one way to keep the cost down.
This all makes sense to me.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Great. Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, thanks, Elle. Bye.
Thanks, Michelle.
I'll just wait out. All right, so here, so Aaliyah is online. I'm showing the designs that Michelle put forward. As a recap, I know this is beginning for you information. We are looking at we're going to have an avenue for bulk ordering to keep the costs down, 0 markup. We're not using Spareware as a fundraiser, right? So we've got a bulk order 2-week period is right now the idea, but then we're also going to have another avenue for just an always available online order. But the cost is higher because this is the per piece type thing for those that are interested. So it gives us some flexibility, but it also gives us 200% more to manage, frankly. Aaliyah and Michelle worked the designs, worked the research in terms of where to go. We have a sense of what a bulk order vendor will be, and basically for ease and trust, just leaving the online with custom ink. Aaliyah, that's me queuing you up. The floor is yours now if you want to talk through this.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Sorry I couldn't be there tonight. So, yeah, what Paul said is all correct. I did a little bit of bidding out on different printers, and I'm just, forgive me if I'm repeating what Paul said too, but there's a lot of online groups like Custom Ink, who we've worked with in the past, who will set up a campaign page, and they can they can run prints for anyone. The issue there being that it's just more spendy because it's not, they're doing it on a case-by-case basis. So I kind of called a bunch of local places in town to see if there are just a bunch of, if there's a single or 2 bulk prints that we can do and get a whole bunch at once and have a sale set up. But then also tell parents if they want to purchase later, they can purchase on Custom Ink or whoever we decide to work with at an online store for a slightly higher price. So I'm sharing in the chat the little spreadsheet that I made with all of my different prices. The bottom line is t-shirts per tee, depending on who we work with, are going to cost anywhere from $20 to as cheap as, 11 or even 9, depending on who we work with. But my feeling, and you guys are welcome to spend some time kicking things around or questioning my judgment, is that Custom Ink, which is right over 55, it's right across the street from, oh my God, that place that makes vodka. They used to have a cocktail room. Anyway, they're right, I think they would be a really good bet for a single bulk order. They'll work with any t-shirts we want. So I know if people are concerned about ethically produced t-shirts, we can totally bid out on bulk t-shirts and they'll do that for us. And then honestly, the place that worked out as the best price for an online order is still Custom Ink. So that's kind of the approach that we're looking at. And I think our goal here tonight is to decide who do we want to do a bulk order with, who we want to do an online shop with, and which designs we want to work with. Is that right, Paul? I think I got that right.
Yeah, no, that's correct.
Okay.
I do want to say, because we've got this 2 avenue, we could do the limited design, the limited color type notion with the bulk order to make it a simpler, make sure we kind of get the bang for buck type bit, and have more choices for the folks that want to do the online one at a time. So if we get to a point where we can't decide between 2 things, just keep them all for the Custom Ink or whatever, and then the other one will be limited.
Yes.
So was there any question or need for clarification from the floor, from the folks online?
But didn't Aaliyah say that bulk order and continuing order, like she thought the pricing was best with custom ink.
Is that what you said, Aaliyah? I thought.
Yeah, I got really into this other company that was founded by a PTA dad, but when I actually started comparing the prices, Custom Ink was cheaper.
Oh, okay, okay.
Wouldn't it be easier if we just stick?
It would be, absolutely. I didn't catch that. That was my pizza brain, was pizza ink.
Easier then.
Would it be easier if we did everything with Custom Ink?
I mean, that would make management for us easier. It's one setup, right? In terms of the design, getting them the designs, same contact. If that's what it was, so that's what we're going down with. We just need to choose our vendors. If it's all custom ink, we were happy with them before. Sounds like we might be happy with them again. I do want to bring up one other discussion point, if there's no other discussion right now. But there was an idea floated that that PTO purchases for our students a shirt, which we have a history of doing. I know I have a history of doing that. And that kind of guarantees everyone in our student body gets a shirt, regardless of price point. Family stuff, sibling stuff, extra swag, that becomes part of either the bulk order or the online order. I did want to raise that. It was raised to me, and I want to raise that to the group. We are, and I want to own this miss. We missed the Spirit Wear thing. We should have had this taken care of before Spirit Week rolled around, because I know there was a lot of folks looking for Spirit Wear for that Friday. So that's totally my miss to own. And the notion is that if we have the wherewithal, if we have the interest, we certainly have the cash flow at this point. It would be in the ballpark of $4,200. I sort of did the math based on our current number of 420 is what I went with for a student body.
435.
We're 435 now? Holy moly. That's really fun.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. So I wanted to raise that as a discussion point. It doesn't change what we need to do, which is give Aaliyah the approval for the designs of the vendors so we can move forward with the storefronts.
I'll say when we came to Bancroft, we came to some like welcoming night and my kid got a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And it made him so proud and so excited for his community and like he immediately bought it. And so I think it would be an awesome idea.
No, thank you for saying that. And that was where I never actually finished my thought. The reason I mentioned that we miss on Spiritwear is clearly there are enough folks in our community who don't have shirts. I think we stopped giving away shirts because pretty much everyone had a shirt by this point. Well, we've got a significantly large group of folks who don't have shirts for their kids. So maybe this is the time to bring it back.
I love it. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. And you can still send the form home and say like, one free for your kid, tell us their size or whatever, so they can get the right size, and then there's an opportunity to buy more.
Oh my gosh, and then we wouldn't be stuck with a bunch of extra larges and so
Yeah.
short of extra smalls. That's
Yeah.
what's hurtful.
I saw someone ask, can you opt out? And I have enough.
Yeah.
Right,
And
that's a good- yeah,
shirts
true.
for my younger
Yeah.
kid, from my older kid. I don't.
This is great. This is why I love PTO and this
Either
dynamic
opt
discussion.
out
We have a
or like
process. Yeah.
donate to the prize fund or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, like it could just, the form could really make that clear that every kid can get a free shirt if they want one, and then there's other options.
And I'll just add, as a new parent of Bancroft, I didn't know that I couldn't get one. So I was kind of like, is he supposed to wear a shirt? Like, I was just very.
Yeah, I know. That's again.
No matter, but I just was like, if you're new, you're not getting.
Yeah, and I think that's part of this conversation. So we became a community school last year, and we wanted to make sure every kid got a Bancroft shirt. And so that was the idea behind, like, we have a new community, everybody gets a shirt, and then our Spirit Wear lasts for like a week. And so if you came at the start of this year, we didn't have a Spirit Wear to sell because we sold it in whatever, December of last school year. And so that's why I would love to have the option of continuously having it available. So when we get new students, new families, like, here's some Spirit Wear, would you like, or we have it, or here's an option to buy Spirit Wear if you need it.
Yeah.
Well, and how amazing for like our new families too that are immigrating from out of country to Minnesota, and who knows why, but like to just be like, here I am in Minnesota. I get a t-shirt from school.
And every year we'll get 75 to 80 new kids because of kindergarten.
Yep.
And high five, and so we're up to 100, 25 new kids
Yeah,
every
yeah.
year, so.
I would,
Okay, good.
I know we're not at the design stage yet, but I do think like, and I know that Michelle's favorite wasn't the yellow, but I do feel like if we're gonna give one away, kind of alternating blue, yellow every year kind of makes it so that even if a kid has one from the previous year that they can still fit into, there's something fun for them in getting the other color.
All right, so, sorry, I'm just having to do a little, I lost my slide deck. I'll find it later. So it sounds like from a direction standpoint, we are in a place where we are leaning toward, I'm going to ask for a vote for this on this, but we are leaning toward purchasing a shirt for every student, incorporating a process where we're going to marry it to the bulk order process. People can indicate the size that they would want for their free shirt, whether they're opting out, and then they could purchase additional or more shirts. So it's all the same process, basically, right? We figure out what our big bulk order is. I mean, we're not going to have a pretty good sized bulk order to get these prices down. Our free bulk order, our family bulk order, and get that distributed in a timeline that we can figure out, Aaliyah. And then the persistent always on will be, it'll finally be what we want it to be. Did I capture that correctly in terms of where we're leaning from the in-person group? For the online people, did I capture that? Okay, I see some nods.
I like the navy.
Yes, I think we're all, everywhere in
Okay.
the chat, we're all in support of shirts for all and donating if we can. And there's some enthusiasm for gold.
Yep. Okay, all right, cool. So let's do this. Let us, for the sake of making this a nice and properly voted thing, I'm asking for a vote for the purchase of 435, for a max of 435 free shirts, one for every student. With everything else that I described, the opt-out clause, the ability to buy your bulk. The discussion of which shirt will be, we'll see that for different votes. But all in favor, aye. One's yes, two no in chat. All in favor?
Aye.
Any against?
There was a longer comment that just popped up.
I'll go check that out. And I want to give credit where credit is due. I believe it was your kids, Liz. Right?
Good.
That sort of spurred the discussion.
Yeah, or that might have been a second thing, but yeah, it did come from
Yeah.
me and.
I want to acknowledge, I know I sort of anonymously said, mostly because I really didn't know where this conversation was going to go. But now that we're in positive land, I do want to. Okay. Okay, so having said that, I got to find my slide deck. Let's just sort of talk. There we go. There it is. So let's, I would like to get a sense of consensus from the group. What shirt would be the free shirt? And then do we need to, is there a specific feeling between the navy and the blue, the royal?
I feel blind. I want to.
Yep. You can absolutely, you can use your legs to zoom.
Farting, the yellow one.
And we provided.
It looks like it to me too.
Fart coming out.
It's a globe.
I want that one.
Yeah. That's what we do at family lab. We start off low.
Wow.
And Aaliyah, as people are perusing, did you have any more commentary? I want to ask for a vote regarding the vendor. If you want to make the question, we'll put that to a vote.
I think the Navy pops out.
I mean, I'm curious about the vendor thing. Like, does it make sense to do a bulk order from Overproof for like, you know what I mean? And then just have be the one that's
I mean,
available?
Peter, that's what I was proposing. I feel like I think that people are looking for something that's equitable and a good price. And I like Overproof because they're a local organization right near us. And custom ink is probably going to be easy and the pricing is going to be similar for bulk. Royal blue is the color from the tea last year. They went with royal blue.
The only one I don't love is the white glow. Yeah, same.
But otherwise, it's cool. I also think the yellow on the blue, this is hard to read compared to like that one. This is so small. The yellow on blue, I think, is harder to read than the white.
I have
So
royal from
are the
last year,
school
so
colors
maybe
just?
you know.
Oh, yeah.
I do like I like that it doesn't have the year on it though.
Sure.
With the other dog.
Our blue is more along the lines of royal, in terms of our school blue. Closer to royal than.
I'm wondering what the price difference is between the hoodie and the zip up.
That's a great.
I like this one. Yeah, I really like the big graphic.
The other one's really cute, but it's weird.
Really?
So it kind of seems like there should be a vote on like the design and the color.
Yeah.
Because they're separate things.
Oh, yeah.
Is that already talked about?
Yeah, no, yeah, we could have, that's absolutely right. Yeah, we could do that. We could break it down. Yep.
Thursday.
Okay, so let's just bring the group back real quick. Is it, I imagine, why don't we choose a color? Let's just go there. Probably doesn't make a difference where we start. Oh, proposed product design. All right, Leah, we'll do it, yeah.
You do you. I don't care. I'll take notes.
Yeah, all right. So, right now we are discussing the free shirt, because obviously the buy anytime you want, could be any of those designs, right? So the question is color.
Yeah,
We did royal, wait, what did we do? We did royal last time.
I like royal, are we voting?
Yeah, so now let's just discuss color, for the free shirt.
Royal blue is my vote. Yeah, royal I have.
Right. I have on the floor royal. Anybody else want to suggest something else?
Mr. Paz has some research for us.
Oh, is it being? Yeah, there we are.
This was the free one everybody got.
Yeah.
Why?
That was the most current one.
For our folks online, this was our last free shirt, CDD shirt. And then compare to last year's Spirit Wear design. So in terms of the color,
So is this the same as that corner?
it's closer
We
to
don't know
the
what
bottom
those royals
row.
are gonna bring. Oh, it has a little.
I can't remember what year this was. This was 2020?
That was distance learning.
This was 20, yeah, okay, so this is a shirt when we were all online that we did. And this one predates me. Yeah, this one is before my time.
Learner profile Wordle.
Yeah. But notice the blue. The blue seems pretty consistent. I love that one. Oh, Melissa loves the Wordle, yeah.
No, I think we love the paw print one from the,
Okay, this one?
that one. That one's cute.
That's stuff on the back.
The back has stuff on it too.
I am really in favor of the yellow just as something that stands out as different. I mean, the nice thing about the royal is that even if it's easier to have a royal blue anything in your wardrobe. So that if a kid doesn't have a shirt, they can probably still wear royal blue, but the yellow's, I don't know, really pops.
So let's do this. Are we in a place to decide a color? I hope so. Yeah.
Put it
For the
to a
folks-
vote, V-Paul.
Yeah, we are. For the folks online in the chat, the question is royal, navy, which is the darker blue, or yellow. Just throw it in chat. We'll do a count. I'm going to ask for in-house.
Oh, sorry.
Royal, all in favor of royal, which is the blue, closer to the blue that we have been doing. That's 3. I'm going to ask for navy, which is the darker, probably that's a darker. 3. Yellow. You are always welcome to vote.
I'm not voting for yellow.
What would you vote for?
What would you vote for?
Well, I like the blue, just the regular.
The
Are we
royal
voting on the free color, the free shirt for the kids? So like,
the free shirt.
I think just the blue.
Yeah, the free shirt.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a look at chat right now.
Yellow doesn't look good on everybody, so I just feel.
I think Royal has it.
All right, so from online, we've got, Dana needs to be convinced, but Aaliyah Royal, yellow, yellow, royal, yellow. All right. Dana, did you make a decision? Oh, you did. Yeah, you chose royal. I see it now. All right.
Another one?
No. She's already been in the chat. So what's our tally? Our tally is 8.
4. Yeah. And was this 4?
That was 4 already. Yeah, so that's 8.
7. Oh, 8, sorry.
Yeah. All right. So we've got a color, and it looks like it's. I mean, yeah, and not it's not a plurality; it's a majority at this point. 8-4-3, 8-7. Did I do my math right? All right. Any questions regarding the color decision?
No.
All right, great. Let's talk design. Thank you. We're gonna do this. We've got two. We've got last year's design, which is the outstretched arms bulldog. We've got the world bulldog. I guess it's 2 different designs. So it's world or outstretched arms. Right, Aaliyah? That's basically our 2 design choices. All right, so all in favor of world? In the chat, put world or arms. That's how I'll know. But not you, Siri.
World or outstretched arms?
Yeah, absolutely. So in-house, in person, all in favor of world. See a hand. 2. That's 2 for world. I will do the chat count in a second. And then for outstretched arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You didn't vote.
You know what? This is not this is
Okay.
like overwhelming me. So
Okay.
like whatever you all decide. This is the details that I can't do.
All right, and then looking we got arms is 3, arms 4, arms 5, arms 6, single color world 1. So 6 arms and a world with a caveat. So just 1.
Okay.
So what are we looking at? 11-3?
Mm-hmm.
That's fairly resounding. No one voted for it. We'll put that on the back. That's a bad design.
On the back of the outstretched arm.
Okay, so I want to get us through this because I really want to get to Tom's bit too and Shauna's bit. But, okay, so we've got the free shirt taken care of, okay? Aaliyah, do you want to put a vote forward on what we're doing vendor-wise?
I think here's, it sounds to me like people want to work with Custom Ink again, and I'm fine with that. The pricing is similar. The only difference is that we're not working with a local vendor for a bulk order. But I think what I'd like to do is if anybody has objections to working with Custom Ink again, please voice them now. Otherwise, I'm just going to move forward with Custom Ink for both.
They're nice. Is it the same?
Yeah, we probably look up the invoice from last year.
Nice.
What was the local one?
Overproof.
I do not.
It was overproof.
Overproof? Oh.
And they were priced at $5 to $8, depending on the number per shirt, right?
Yeah, and they have a single setup fee, which is pretty common with t-shirt printing. But they'll save the files. So if we wanted to use it again next year, we could. But Custom Ink is fine.
And in theory, we have this setup. We have this exact setup with Custom Ink already for what we approved. I don't know. I mean, I feel like, and please forgive me if I'm going astray here. Why don't we do local with our bulk order? Overproof with our bulk, Custom Ink for our online. The price points are similar. I think the difference is we have an opportunity to sort of put money into a local business. Does that sound like a fair statement for me to make, Lee? I see you nodding your head. Okay, so I am going to put this, unless there's more discussion, any more discussion regarding that, I'm going to put to a vote. Support local for bulk. All right, strikes a nice balance. All right, bulk. All right, okay, so here we are. looks like the chat got ahead of me. Overproof. We know we're doing custom ink for the online. The question, frankly, is overproof for bulk or not. So in the chat, overproof or custom ink for bulk. Here in person, overproof, raise your hands.
For both.
For overproof for bulk. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that right? Okay, and then custom ink for bulk. Custom ink for bulk.
I'm sorry.
You
Oh, sorry.
twice?
Oh, shoot. I'm with.
All right. And I'm gonna take a look at chat. I think we have a decision to hear, Leah, though. You probably were looking at the chat. Yeah. All right, so there we have it. There's the direction that you have. So our bulk will go to overproof. Our in-person or our online will go to custom ink. We have our free design. We have our free color. All of these designs will be available in the online. So it's just a matter of figuring out what that price point is going to be for custom ink. Was there anything else we needed to figure out? I think we got it.
No, I'm on it. I'll follow up. I guess who would I follow up with for that bulk order on sizing? Like, how do I?
What we're going to do is we are going to create, or I'm going to create a Google form and a paper form so that we can figure out the way of figuring out how many per size, whether people are opting out, and then they could also tack on their additional bulk order. So Aaliyah, you and I will work on a form. Basically.
Okay.
And
Sounds
just
great.
to be clear, it's not like there's going to be a free version of the shirt, right? Like, I just don't want kids to feel stigmatized if they've got, like, all the shirts will be the same.
The free shirt.
Unless like a family orders a hoodie or something, but like the t-shirts. Okay.
Right, well, I think what we're gonna make available in custom ink is all of what Michelle did. So if people want a yellow shirt, they can get a yellow shirt. If they want a blue shirt, if they want a dark blue shirt, I mean, it's all there.
Unless there's a separate like setup fee for each of the designs.
But we were saving on one, so it's only the world one is a new setup. Because we've used the design of custom ink before.
Okay.
So we know there's no design there. We'll work the math through. But I hear what you're saying. We don't want something identifiable as this was the free shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you get the crappy free shirt.
Right.
Which might be a reason to just get a free shirt for every single kid instead of an order form that does it. You know what I mean? Because like if somebody opts out for the free shirt, but then because they want a yellow shirt instead. You know what I'm saying? It's like if everybody gets the exact same shirt, then it sort of eliminates any kind of.
It does, but I think.
But it helps with sizing if we use.
Yeah, I mean, there's a sizing, but the sizing was a big thing the last 2 times we did this, but we ended up with a little too much and a little too little. I don't know, I'm actually stuck now.
There's too many choices. I think
I'm gonna offer that I think with 400 plus kids, we're maybe overthinking it a little.
Yeah, because my kids are still gonna wear some weird shirt, not weird, but just some random shirt from like 3 years ago that maybe he's the only kid wearing it, because it was his sister.
Yeah, no, that's totally
Yeah,
makes
it's gonna
sense.
be a mix.
My kid
Yeah.
still wears the weird geometric.
I mean, not
bulldog. Do you
weird,
remember that
it's
one?
We should reduce the choices for the ones that are always available. I think there should just be like.
But I think the notion of the always available is that at this point, it's the world is your oyster. You want a yellow hoodie, if you can figure out how to source that.
Yeah, because anybody could just create a shirt and buy it.
Because
and then
the notion was we are going to try to find a yellow hoodie, which custom ink can do. Overproof couldn't do a yellow hoodie. It's through their source, their Gildan source, but custom ink's got it.
I think it's good to think about people as like not making people stand out. Always do that. But like with a free shirt, like this is not a crappy shirt. It's a nice shirt. And like everyone's gonna get one. So.
Yeah, and more than half the students have it already from last year. I agree that I don't think it's gonna be super noticeable.
I mean, in the other place we're going with this, frankly, is we are walking the road of, I mean, if someone has a blue shirt and the yellow shirt, I mean, what did we just set up there?
Like the sneaks.
Yeah, anyway. Are we, I don't.
I think we've made good decisions.
Yes, thank you for saying that out loud. I was about to say that. All right, I don't want to get too held up. Okay, Aaliyah, we've got direction. So we're gonna hold it there. Thank you very much, everybody, for the discussion. This was good. School funding advocacy. Tom, I just put together a little thing here. I know there's so much more detail about this. But what's currently in discussion, right? The sides are state covers half of what it's supposed to be covering, and state covers all of what it's supposed to be covering. So there's kind of that's and that's a difference like $800,000 versus $1.6 billion, I think, is what they're talking about. There's more to cover here. We are, I guess, I'm doing a poor job of queuing this up. Tom and other families are leading an effort for us to be more informed and then to disseminate what we know. And so that's why we try to have these discussions in PTO. We do know that Tom's got an email going with Josh from the district, and they've got some direction in terms of how can we be supportive of the district's efforts for increased funding, for better funding. And as it turns out, there are other PTOs and other groups, mostly via Facebook, that are sort of reaching out and saying, hey, what are you all doing over there? We're doing this over here. Can we sort of partner up? So we're looking to sort of combine all of these efforts and get them to our families so that they can be actively engaged. I did want to share the one story of social circles in other districts and regions. I mean, this notion of and I think everyone has this discussion with somebody from out of Minneapolis. Who says, well, Minneapolis gets so much money and my district does not get anything. And why should we be supportive of the thing? And I think we can be educated in terms of the where to's and why for. I mean, we do understand that in terms of that cross subsidy, Minneapolis happens to have a way above average cross subsidy responsibility than Minnetonka. I think Minnetonka is like $592, and what are we, $1,455 or almost $1,500? And so I just wanted to, Tom, sorry, I think I butchered my queuing that up for you. But what do you have to add to this, and where are we at?
Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to say, in case anybody, I don't think this got into VPAL's introduction. So the current discussion of this stage, just a little bit more detail on that. So right now, the governor's budget is calling for a 50% subsidy of the special education cross subsidy. The legislature, the House, the state House is proposing 100%. So based on Josh's last action email, he's encouraging families to contact the governor's office to put forward support for the 100% cross subsidy. So in this case, I know it feels like the legislature is passing things at a breakneck speed, so it's been kind of hard to keep up. But I think for us, that's been based on conversations last year and this year. This seems to be the kind of biggest action item. Otherwise, a couple of things I've noticed going on. So you probably all saw that they passed, and I think Mr. DePaz mentioned this earlier, that they passed universal breakfast and lunch, which is pretty exciting for me, I guess. I know there's also some other discussions around teacher licensure, about trying to encourage native speakers to get licensed to become language teachers. And I think there's some other stuff. I've got a couple sources I'm happy to pass on. Yeah, this is very helpful. But as people said, I did have some questions for Josh based on his presentation. Waiting to hear back. I just actually got that out this morning. I know he's pretty busy. So otherwise, if others want to become part of this, Dana, thanks for the information about the rally coming up next week. Please let me know.
Can you say out loud what that info is, just to get that in the live stream for the folks that watch the recording? What is that rally info?
Sorry, I can't get the audio on my laptop to work. There's a rally on February 21st at the Capitol, and it will be in a fully funded public education. And my understanding is so I'm part of the MSCF, the Community College Union in Minnesota State. And so we're going to be there. Our administration is going to be there from throughout the Minnesota State College. And I believe that it's also for our K-12 education partners. So it's going to be a pretty big rally. So if you can make it, I think it'd be a fun one to go to. And if it's okay, Vipal, can I just say one quick thing about why the special
Yeah,
education
go.
class subsidy is so important? Okay.
Absolutely.
So one of the reasons why this is so important is that when our state and federal Department of Education are not paying for the special education cross subsidy, what ends up happening is that the kiddos in the general ed, they don't get the resources that they need either, right? Because there's less to go around, so there's less to go around. And so when our kiddos, special education kiddos, like one of my children has an IEP, if they're not fully supported in their education, then the kids in the class then they're also not getting what they need, right? Because the kiddos with special needs or higher needs aren't getting the support that they need, which impacts all the other children in the classroom, right? So this is really, really important for all of our students and all of our families, in addition to all of the other pieces around this being equity. But I just wanted to say that, go see Dad. I just wanted to say that in case folks are like, why does this impact everyone? My kid doesn't have an IEP or my kid isn't in special ed, but it really does impact every child in the classroom. So if you hear someone kind of push back on that, I would just remind them of that. Because, that is one of the things that I hear come up in these conversations quite a bit. So I don't know if there's anything else. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. I don't know if there's any questions or anything. This is a conversation I've been a part of for quite a while and doing my best to support Josh and everyone who's been working on this. So
I think, no, that's great insight, Dana. Thank you very much. I think what I'm looking for, and what I'm just trying to encourage from PTO is they're the folks that are here right now. We have an opportunity. We have some folks that are sort of leading here, and we could follow in behind and put some of the work in. And I do want to, as PTO has done in the past, be a clearinghouse so that people can sort of make the choices that they need to make. And I think the best way to do that is to do what you're all are doing right now, Dana and Tom and everybody else, sort of getting the info and sharing it. Michelle, who is not on the call right now, is particularly active in the Facebook land. And so I'm seeing those posts because she tags me in them. And so, we know that there's information out there being shared, and there is an opportunity for some collaborating and for some coming together to make a broader impact. That's really the thing I wanted to sort of get in front of PTO, because there's a momentum building. Does anybody have anything else you want to add to that before I move on? Molly.
Well, I was going to ask specifically about contacting the governor. Is there something that we can, is that suggested action on the Facebook page? And is there an additional way that we can share that with our bank?
We will. Because Ken took a note and make a reminder to me.
I was just gonna, I have an email from Josh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we will, absolutely.
I think too, one piece of that is to contact your direct legislator. So I talked to the responses in my district and had a conversation about cross subsidies and particularly that in the tier 1, the tier 2, 3 issues that are happening with teacher licensure. But they, I feel like, have a little more, because they're working on a certain bill. So they're a little more local to it versus a Waltz. I mean, not that we would be, decided to finish what and do, but if you can contact your direct legislator, because you're a constituent, right?
But I'm just curious of the specifics of how we're sharing that with other Bancroft parents that might not.
No, there was, I think now that we've had this meeting, it sort of, again, I understand it's, I think I own some of the faults here, but I think we are now at a place where we've got information to share and we've got people sort of helping us push the boulder forward. And so we will absolutely get it to our communication points, including our email and our newsletter, which will be in 2 weeks. I hope everyone was okay with the Spanish that we did in the last one. I learned a couple of new words. Anyway, okay. Tom, anything else?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So I've tried to sign up for Josh's Google form thing twice and I've never gotten an email from it. So I want to know how to.
Okay,
get those.
no, this is good. So let's make a note, let's follow up with Josh if families are feeling like they're not getting feedback to even know if they were successful in reaching out.
And I'm assuming not everyone's on Facebook either, I'm not.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We do have our webpage, we've got our email list, we've got our update, our newsletter is the only thing that gets us 100% in front of people.
Okay.
So that will be in the newsletter. And then Facebook is just a place where there's activity. I know we're pushing time here. I do want to go, Tom, thank you very much. Was there anything else?
I'm good.
No, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Dana, I appreciate the insight, and everyone else for their commentary. Shauna, I do want to give you a couple of minutes. I'm sorry, it's only a couple of minutes, but let's get it on the record. Where are we at with the spring plant sale?
Sorry, my camera's like being super slow. Yeah, I don't need more than a couple of minutes. I think it feels like we're on track. I had a great conversation with Jack at Paul's. He's given me the login information to our account, so I was able to go in and book the delivery. It is currently booked for 2 p.m. on May the 11th, the Thursday before Mother's Day, but he did say he has some flexibility, and I think we may rank in getting the 5 o'clock slot that we prefer. I've got that on his radar. I feel comfortable about doing both online and paper form ordering. I now understand what it means to get the paper forms over there and whatnot, but the limit on the online ordering would be that they can only choose from the same collection of plants, because I don't even want to know what it would look like if we just opened up online ordering to the whole website and then had that arrive on a truck. So that will give our families choice in how they want to pay. I think that in terms of the plants to choose, I was really more or less going to go off of last year's, but maybe next meeting we can take a look at that. I think that'll still give us enough time to get.
I think we'll take some feedback from families. We have time to put out just what did people like and what did they not like. And
Yeah.
that will help inform some of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, Paul's may implement a numbering system in time for us to integrate that into our forms, but if they don't, we'll just stick with our numbering system. But Jack did say that he was thinking about implementing a numbering system. And then, yeah, so I don't remember the exact dates, and I didn't get back into the notes before today's meetings in terms of the timeline of when we start warning people it's coming and having it out. We were here, I think, already when it happened last year, so it must have been in March or March or early April that the forms came home.
Yeah, no, we're in a good place timing wise. So I don't think we're not late in the promotion of this. I did want to make sure with Diego that our date's good. Our date's
Yeah,
good.
but not 2 o'clock.
Not 2 o'clock.
Yes, I told Jack not 2 o'clock.
That'll make it really difficult
Yeah.
on school procedures.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just want to make sure that there's that connection. Yeah.
But I would have had to change the weekend if we wanted to have a guaranteed. So we are somewhat going on Jack's generosity in supporting Bancroft, but I will remind him again before we get it started that we really can't take delivery at 2.
Let's as an offline discussion, just come up with a more specific timeline plan, and then maybe we need to figure out, it sounds like maybe a backups, but we can have that discussion offline. Doesn't have to happen here. And then yes, in terms of, I know online ordering, just as a matter of history, we don't do it because we couldn't limit it, but now it sounds like you can. So as long as it's matchy between paper and online, I think that's fine. And we will put out a communication to get some feedback. I think for the folks that bought last year, they're going to want to say what they liked and didn't like, but we do have the list. Were there any other questions for Shauna regarding this, or any strong feelings of, well, frankly, about anything? Online and in person.
Last year we got the forms before spring break. And I thought that was really helpful.
Yeah, and then we are in a place for that. Yeah, we're in a place for that.
Yeah, I think we're completely on track for that. How long does it typically take to get things printed or ordered or whatever in channels that we usually use? Somebody needs to tell me that so that I can make sure that I get that done.
Did we print
Is
through
that a
the,
question?
yeah, we did, we printed our envelopes through the district, didn't we?
That's what I think the note said.
I think we'll have that discussion too. Yeah, okay, so Diego and I and you will connect regarding.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Diego.
Yep. Tana, please let me know that I have to connect.
Need to finalize.
Anything else? I appreciate everyone's 7+ minutes. Technically, we started 7 minutes late, so this is kind of a wash. And welcome. All right, so without any new business, I'm skipping garden project. We'll bring it up next time. I move to adjourn. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here today. Thank you online for being here today. I appreciate the work and the commentary. We're all free to go.
Okay.
All right, let us, I know we got kids to get down there, and let's just get these back in place. Yeah, I took a picture.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna, like, all the mountains gonna freeze. In the middle?
Yes, that's great. Yeah, that's just minutes.
My house. I'm actually, it really comes down, I'm out at in District 196. And I'm it's like, it's just an amazing, it's like, I did the crowd work for 8 years and now I just like, oh my God. I feel like I'm private practice, so I'll be doing my, growing that. Thanks.
No, thank you. You're kid stayed with the.
Yeah, he loves Miss Sarah.
Oh.
He was like, okay, I think I can do it. So he's just. Well, congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, have a good week.
Thank you.